Hi, my name's Tara. This is a yoga sequence for active bodies looking to increase flexibility and range of motion. We'll be focusing on the lower body, on the hips, the pelvis, and also softening the knees into this practice. It's nice to do this outside if you can, on grass or sand. And if you're inside practicing with me, you might like to take a towel or a cushion and place that underneath your knees for some of the postures. So let's begin seated on the knees. And if you need to prop yourself up, you can always take 1 or 2 blocks and put those between your legs, slide them back to your heels and sit down on top of the blocks. Take your hands forward towards your knees. Straighten your arms. Inhale, lift your chest and heart up. Exhale as you curl your spine and go back into your seat, tuck your chin. Inhale, open. And exhale. 3 more times in your own pace. And then interlace the fingers on your heart. Take the hands forward and up on an inhale. And if you come here, that's fine. You don't need to take the arms all the way above the head. So just work with your range of motion as we start the practice and where you're at today. Look up towards the hands or look forward and take 3 deep breaths here through the nose. Exhale, release the arms and slowly take the arms out to the side until the fingertips touch the floor. From here, rock forward onto your hands, tuck your toes under and come back onto your toes. And maybe you can come down into a full squat on your heels. But if not, take your blocks or your books and place them one underneath each heel, so that you can be propped up into a squat position. So to start with, just let your arms relax over your knees and focus on your posture and your balance here. So press down into the feet and start to lift the heart and the chest up. Opening your knees a little bit wider now. Maybe you can take your elbows in between your knees, your palms together, and let's take 3 deep breaths here. Exhale, take your right hand down towards the floor, the fingertips touching the earth or the floor. And inhale your left arm all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, take your left arm down, fingertips touching the floor, and inhale your right arm up towards the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, down, inhale, up. Exhale, down, inhale, up. 1 more time on each side. And exhale down. Come forward onto your hands and your knees and remove the blocks to the side. From here, lift up onto your knees and take your left foot out towards the left. Have your heel in line with your front knee. And from here, take your left hand and lengthen your left hand so that it goes out and past your left knee. Inhale your right arm all the way up. And then exhale, extend your left arm as you draw your right hip and shoulder back. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Maybe you look up towards your thumb and keep drawing your right elbow, your right shoulder and right hip slightly back as you take your left knee to the left. Exhale, take your right arm down. Turn your right toes out to the side and face your left leg. So from here, heel toe your left foot over towards the left so that now we have a hip distance between both of our feet. Take your hands onto your hips, inhale, and exhale, lunge forward. Now let's take the hands down on either side of the left foot. Inhale on your fingertips, lift your heart and chest, take your hips forward. And exhale, go all the way back as if you're drawing your seat down towards your right heel. Inhale as you come forward on your fingertips, look up to the sky. Exhale, come back. 3 more times at your own pace. Now let's walk forward onto the hands. Take your left foot out a little bit wider. Take your hands nice and wide towards the edge of your mat. And then maybe you come down onto your right or your outside arm. You can stay here or you can stay up on the hands, just lowering your elbows and shoulders down. Or you might come down level 2 onto both forearms. So finding which level feels for you, and together, drawing the hips of your right hip and try two more deep breaths. Hands, come back onto the hands, walk the hands back towards the body, come back up, draw your left knee in and turn to face the front again. So from here, let's take the right leg out to the right and have your right heel in line with your left knee. Your left leg stays behind you and we're down on our left knee. Bend your right knee. And we're just in a soft kneeling lunge. So this is where if you do need to prop your knees up, if you're not on a soft surface, you can pop a towel or a cushion underneath the bottom knee. Now extend your right arm out and on the inside of your right knee. And then inhale, take your left arm all the way up towards the sky. Exhale as you extend your arms away from each other, so fingertips pointing and shooting away from each other. Turn your left hip and your left shoulder out as you take your right knee out a little bit to the right. And then you can either stay looking forward, or if it's okay for your neck, look up towards your thumb. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. And exhale, release the left arm down towards the left. Turn to face your right knee, turn your back leg in and take your right leg out to the right. And let's have our feet and our knees hip distance apart here. Take your hands onto your hips, draw the hips back and exhale, lunge forward. Now take your hands on either side of your front foot. And from here, come onto the fingertips and inhale and lift your heart and chest up. Exhale as you come back, straighten your front leg and drop your head and chest onto the inside of your knee. Inhale, come forward. If you're finding it hard here to lift your heart and chest up with the spine, this is where you can take your blocks as well. Use the blocks instead. So when you come forward, push into the blocks and inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, come back and drop deeply forward onto the inside of the knee. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time. And without the blocks, we're just using our fingertips, our finger pads to come forward and lift the heart. Exhale, lower down. One more here without the blocks. So from here, take your hands onto the inside of your front leg. Walk your hands forward, heel toe your right leg out towards the edge of your mat. Take your hands forward and spread your hands nice and wide. So you can either just draw the hips forward and stay here. This might be enough for you. You might like to come into that level 2 variation, which is either on one forearm or taking both forearms down. Keep your hips driving forward and focus on lifting the left hip slightly and bringing the right hip a little bit further forward and down. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Look forward to your hands, come back onto the hands and walk your hands back towards your body. Bring your right foot back, take your hands onto your hips and draw your right knee back and down. Turn your feet to the side so that you can come to sit on your buttocks and bring your feet forward and off your mat. So for the next part of the sequence, we want to have the feet a little bit wider than the knees. You can take your hands behind you to start with, push off from your fingertips, lifting your heart and chest up. And if you feel like you're still rounding in your lower back and spine, this is where you can take your blocks, your book or your cushion, and place that underneath your seat to lift and elevate your hips higher. But if you feel like you have your posture upright here, stay up lifting your heart and chest and wrap your elbows around your knees. Use this hook of the elbows on the knees to lift your heart and chest up, and just take 1 deep breath here. And releasing your grip, keep your posture and your spine nice and high. So if I was to hold onto my knees and draw my chest and heart up, lifting my spine, I want to try and keep this posture through this part of the sequence. Now, you can choose to have your hands to the side, pressing your fingertips down in the floor to start with. So let's start here. Inhale, your knees shoot up towards the sky. Exhale, take your knees over towards the left, and we move slow to begin with. Inhale your knees back up to the sky, and exhale, take them over to the right. Inhale and exhale. So as I move into this seated twist, my torso is turning towards the side that my knees are facing, and I'm keeping my feet flexed as I move from side to side. So let's move from side to side using your breath. Your inhale is up and your exhale is the twist. One more on each side. Working with the internal and external rotation of the hips. And let's come back to center. So from here, take your arms and cross your arms onto your opposite shoulders. Let's keep that same posture, heart and spine lifting up, posture nice and straight. Take a nice breath in as your knees shoot up towards the sky. And exhale, let's drop over to the left, holding onto our shoulders. Using your core as you come back to center on your inhale, and exhale as you go towards the right, and turn your torso to face the twist. Now, moving with your breath from side to side. And you might find that you're traveling forward, so we can just scooch ourselves back towards the back edge of your mat. So for the next one, take the hands by your side, take your feet wider than hip distance apart again, and inhale, lift your heart and chest up. Exhale, drop over towards the left, and this time push onto your left hand to lift your hip up. Exhale down, inhale back to center. Exhale to the right, push off your right hand, lift your left hip up. Exhale down, inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Breath in. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, lift the right hip. Exhale down. Inhale to center. So let's move through this doing 3 on each side, so 6 altogether. We'll start off on the right side. Take the hands out nice and wide, press the fingertips down into the earth. Inhale your knees at center. And inhale, come back to center. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips again, and we come back to our starting position. So we'll incorporate another movement into this twist, working into the hips and the pelvis. So again, take the hands out to the side or behind you, press the fingertips down into the floor, lift your posture up nice and high. Again, if you're feeling that curl of the spine, if you're feeling yourself really curl and slump in the back, take a block or a cushion or a book underneath your seat for this practice. So taking the hands out to the side, lifting yourself up, take an inhale. And let's start on the right side this time. So drop the knees over to the right, push off your right hand, take your left arm and take that all the way over and behind you on an inhale. Exhale, bring it forward, circle it all the way to the other side. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale. So we're going from side to side. Really lifting the hip on the top side. Base off your hand, your right hand bases down, the left arm swoops around in a circle. Base on your left hand and inhale the right arm up. One more on each side. And coming back to center. Take those feet a little bit wider than your knees and your hips. Wrap your elbows around your knees, hooking your knees. Lift your heart and chest up. Tuck your chin slightly and close your eyes, posturing up here. Take a few breaths. Feel into the body. Tuck your chin, open your eyes to the earth, lift your gaze. Take your hands to the side. And from here, bring your feet close to your seat. Take the hands behind you, lift up onto your feet, and see if you can come straight up into your squat. So one of our first positions, see how you feel grounding down into your feet. Now maybe you need to take the blocks underneath your heels like we started with, and it just takes a lot of practice to come into this position with the spine and the heart lifted and the heels down. So keep working on your squat position, which is a really natural and fundamental pose as humans. So from here, draw the elbows inside and the palms together. Taking a few breaths here, grounding down into our hips, into our seat, into our squat. Staying with a straight spine. And then take your fingertips down to the earth and start to walk your fingertips forward. So we're still lengthening from the spine, and now we start to curl the spine, letting the head come between the arms. Press the palms down into the earth. Draw your heels down and lengthen from your fingertips all the way back to your heels. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Walk your fingertips back towards your body. Take your hands forward, rock forward onto your knees and your feet. And take your blocks or your cushion. You can use 1 or 2 blocks or a cushion or your books. Slide those between your legs, bring your knees together, and find a comfortable seated position here, propped up. Take your hands down onto your thighs, relax your shoulders. Roll the shoulders up, back and down a few times. And rest your hands on your thighs. You can choose to finish this practice, your relaxation, with me from this seated position, or you can lie down. So finding a comfortable position to finish this practice together. And once you find that either comfortable seat with your posture nice and upright, or you're lying down in your Shavasana, close your eyes. Start to notice the breath brushing past your nostrils on your inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, count for 5. As you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 5 count breath on the inhale and exhale. Count in your mind, and I'll let you know when to conclude this practice. Take a deep breath in and out. Notice all the sensations of the body. Notice the temperature of your body. Take the tip of your tongue onto the roof of your mouth, inside your mouth. Feeling that touch of your tongue on the mouth. Listening to sounds inside and around you. I have the beautiful ocean rolling in with waves behind me. So listening to the sound of the waves rolling into the shore. Noticing any sounds inside your space, your room or environment. And taking a few deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Tucking your chin in towards your chest if you're seated. And if you're lying on your back, slowly roll to the side and making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Taking a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly opening your eyes to the floor, to the earth. And softly lifting your gaze up. Let's inhale the arms all the way up towards the sky until the fingertips touch. And exhale, let the ends fall down to the side as if you're pushing the air out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands together at your heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope you have the most beautiful day.